now.
Yo, what's going on, boys? How we doing?
There's been quite a bit of action apparently in the league this week.
Yo.
League is lit right now.
Yeah. Leave it up to McKeever and Rich to rile up the rest of the league.
Well, we've had angry RJ and bitter Norm for the last 2 weeks, just chirping about how fucking big of losers they are, and that they want to dominate the Loser Bowl this year, and somehow thinking their opinion matters.
Wow.
Angry is one way to describe RJ. He is. I've never seen RJ like this. He's beyond angry. I don't know what to call it, but he is frustrated. He's upset. He hates Michael Thomas.
Then why won't he trade him?
Yeah, I would too.
Well, I mean, now he's got crab legs thrown to him, so he's good.
I tried so hard last week to trade for Kelsey on a bye and fucking bullshit Michael Thomas, but the tax man RJ just wants extra.
The tax man.
That's going to be his team name next year, the tax man, because he just wants to tax you for every fucking deal you do.
The tax man, I love it.
H&R Block.
Maybe H&R cock block is what it should be.
Oh, man. Oh, boy. I can't wait to have him hear this, if he actually watches.
I mean, he's still got a shot, though. Mathematically, he's not out of it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm the only dickhead mathematically out of it, so.
Yeah.
Well, you and Carl, right? Or no, Carl won this week.
I think Carl's mathematically still in.
Carl's mathematically done. He can't.
Yeah.
He can't.
So, nope.
I'd like to welcome McKeever to the podcast. Is this the first one you've done since the draft?
This is the first one, bro.
Well,
why are you wearing a shirt?
Man?
I was going to say, thanks for wearing a shirt. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
It is.
But nah, not going to do that.
You know, everyone here knows how diehard Notre Dame fans you and I are.
100%. 100%.
Hey, listen, I bet on them on the money line to beat Clemson. I also bet on Boston College to cover the spread last week, and they didn't by half a fucking point.
Half a point. A garbage TD brought them back within 14, and the line was what, 13.5 you got?
13.5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Boston College only settled for like 17 field goals in that game, so.
Yeah.
I like their quarterback. He actually committed to Notre Dame. Jerkovic or whatever. He's a good quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's decent.
Yeah, he's solid. I mean, running around, he's got no receivers. Everyone's a white boy out there running around for him. It's kind of tough when you're playing in the ACC, but you know. Anyways, enough college football talk. Notre Dame's on a bye, so they can't lose their perfect record this week. They're gonna crush me and McKeever's heart eventually. We know this. We're looking forward to it. Well, not looking forward to it. We're anticipating it, let's say.
And judging by the audience, we might not have to suffer through 15 minutes of Giants talk, too.
Nope. Put your Danny Dimes love away.
Go Judge.
I don't want to hear any more.
Ice with that man is incredible.
I don't want to hear any more about Julius Peppers or how much fucking you love how Wayne Gallman runs. I don't need it. I don't want it in my life.
Our defense plays hard, bro.
All right. Let's get back to it.
All right. So before we dive in real quick, I got to, since you're on the line, Rich, I got that group text Sunday afternoon and about there being some empty seats on a bandwagon.
Yeah. Anybody that wants to jump on board the Bills bandwagon, you come on. You want to know who's playing the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game.
So I know you'll be honest in this. You're watching the game. Obviously, you're fired up. They're probably on local TV up there.
Yes, they are.
So take me through that last minute, because you score with 34 seconds on the clock. I mean, I'd been stoked too. That was a great drive. And then Kyler and Hop. I mean, talk to me, Goose.
I'm so accustomed to being a Bills fan that, much like being a Notre Dame fan, I was like expecting it. Plus, it didn't hurt so bad because I had the over Arizona total team points at that point, and that touchdown put it over. So, and I'm going to be honest, I've bet against the Bills the last 2 weeks. So,
and you're 1-1 on the actual record, right? Because you blew out Seattle and you had a heartbreaker in Arizona.
Well, I mean, he was so traumatized by it that he went out and traded for Nook today. So,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, if you can't beat him, join him.
Yep.
So, and that was an amazing deal. Here, let's recap last week, because last week there's a bunch of shenanigans going on in the league. I'm just going to start with my game because, I won 5 in a row now, took out Ryan. We all knew Ryan hit his apex, and his team is doing one of these, right?
well, it's the second half of the season, so that's typical.
The Ryan swoon.
Yes, exactly. Yep. His team name should be Adam Thielen for president or something like that. Even though Thielen had 2 touchdowns, I understand, but usually that's Thielen's trajectory as well. 169, 125, pretty much whooped up on him. My team, thank you, Norm, did a deal where I got Gibson, Juju, and Jefferson, and they all put up numbers. So, Norm, thank you for the win this week. But as you guys know, in fantasy, it's all about timing of deals and when you do deals. I mean, the 3 guys that I gave him, well, actually it was 4 guys, but 3 of the guys did all right too. So it was a win-win as far as that trade goes. But I'm 6-4, moving up. Haven't really moved up. I've won 5 games. In my last 3 weeks, I've been in 6th place. That just shows you how how tough it is to move up the ranks in this in this league.
Our league's top heavy, right?
That's a good. I say that's a fair assessment. And I saw that Hail Mary, and I was like, oh shit, I'm playing against both the quarterback and the receiver, but it really didn't matter. Sorry, Ryan. So Fluff versus Nutella. Norm took one on the chin. He took some Nutella right on the chin, right across the face from RJ.
I'm sure he already had some on his lips that was a little crusty anyways.
That's not fluff. That's Nutella.
Yeah.
153.64 to 146. Norm gave up on this right at the end on Sunday, saying that RJ had won. In any week that you get a win when your quarterback scores under 9 points, Drew Brees has like 75 broken ribs and a collapsed lung for RJ. You got to say it's a good week, especially when the opposing quarterback drops 42.84. That's, to still come out with a win. I mean, RJ's team put up this week and kept him in the race at 4-6. He now wins a game. Norm has lost 2, falls to 4-6. Any commentary on this matchup?
They both have subsequently eliminated themselves from any real playoff hopes.
I was going to say, other than it being an amazing sandwich, when you put both fluff and Nutella, I'm going to say, it's tasty, especially after a couple of hits of some Colorado Green.
I'm sure they have plenty of pictures of them making their own Nutella and fluff sandwich.
That I'm sure they do.
I mean, they both are mathematically still alive, and Norm's still making moves.
Yeah, RJ did too, right?
Oh, yeah, they both are.
Yeah. I
mean it's going to come down that schedule. Last 3 weeks, I think him, Norm, and Nick are all poised to possibly tie somebody for that 6th spot.
Yeah, I play Nick twice. And then sprinkle in a little Ricky Nichols in between. Who do you got twice?
RJ, Nick, and Norm. None of them played each other the last 3 weeks.
Jeff, who do you play twice?
John.
Ooh. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Red alert.
This has me. Week 13 will be the big test.
Yeah, no CMC this week.
No, I don't get him till week 14. So I have to win one game out of the next 3.
Fair.
Who's your middle game there? You got me week 11 and week 13. Who's your 12 game?
I got Dave.
Oh,
I owe him.
that's a rematch.
That's a rematch.
Okay. All right, Dave. What do you got to say about that in your Huckleberry lineup?
Hey, like I said the first time around, Biz, I'm coming for you, Jeff.
Oh no! Don't start.
Oh boy.
I can't take it. Go read a Matthew Berry web article.
I mean, you got to pay for it now, so Dave's definitely paying for it.
Right, you do.
That Love Hate costs $4.99 a month.
Fuck.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they make you pay for it. Yeah, ESPN Plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whatever it costs.
I still see all that shit because I have the UFC for the UFC. Yep. I have the ESPN Plus
for free for that.
Yeah.
Got it.
So it was a weird week because I had 169, which ended up being the high points for the week. That's low. That's really low for this league.
Well, there's 5 quarterbacks that should have had so many. They're projected to score over close to around 20 points, and they end up scoring under 11 points or under. That was part of it.
Speaking of that, Ricky moves up to 7-3. Winning his second game in a row, 138.92 against Nicky and Mr. Legs, 108.43. And to your point, Dave, Deshaun Watson only ended up with 16 points. Ricky was again carried by Alvin Kamara. Yeah, I mean, this dude, 3 touchdowns. He's a beast. And really, I mean, if you look at the rest of his lineup, no one really blew up. Claypool had 2 touchdowns, but only 56 yards receiving. And thankfully, he was playing Nick, because Nick scored 108 points. And, that's not going to cut it in this league. So Ricky's solely in second place at 7-3. Let's move on to the what I'd call the toilet bowl. No promises, no lollipopsicles versus Catch 22. Phil, I think, is this the league low for the year? 67?
Yep.
Yeah, that would make sense. As Phil said, he's going to pick up the Raiders D since most of their defense is on COVID list.
Speaking of COVID list, that motherfucker's going on a full week of having someone illegal in his IR spot now.
Yep.
Is he? Oh,
yep.
Okay.
Has anybody checked? Is Phil alive? Did somebody hack his phone?
He sent a text message out today saying he was playing the Raiders D since they were all with COVID. So.
Yeah.
I sent a deal right before we jumped on.
Phil, I feel like Phil's been on a bender in Vegas the whole season. He's just about to check out if he hasn't already. He's checked out.
He checked out the minute he traded for Lamar, and he put up a stinker that week.
Yep.
Yeah, that DK trade is really what turned the tides for Phil.
Phil does this every year. Phil fucking sits on his team for 9 weeks and then just decides, gets bullied into making a whole bunch of stupid fucking trades and tanks his entire team.
Well,
yeah, but he did not do it to him. He got Diggs back, and Diggs has been balling out.
Yeah.
True.
And he moved Diggs to RJ.
Diggs in the Lamar deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's lost 5 in a row, which means he was 4-1. And now I don't know, I got to go back and look, but if it was that week when he traded DK to you, Jeff, that he started a losing streak, or it might have been right after. But he's now lost 5 in a row. Certainly has the worst team in the league, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. It's garbage.
I mean, he just got doubled up, and the team that beat him scored 125.
Yep.
And the team that beat him was Carl. So, I mean.
And Carl did fucking Kenny Galladay. He had Kenny Galladay in the fucking lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey.
Can we not blaze over that?
Yeah. Feel for you, Carl. I don't know what's going on, down in southern Connecticut there. But to leave a guy That's inactive. That was declared inactive, if I'm not mistaken.
On Friday.
I was going to say it was at least Friday.
And I said, giving him credit, he could have heard Saturday. But, like, yeah.
I mean, we all have alerts on our phone. And, you know, I have all of my fantasy guys tied into multiple apps. So normally when I get an update on a guy not practicing, limited, whatever, I get it 2-3 times every day. And
I get all my
free
alerts
apps.
from Nick and Dave when they text in the group chat.
See, there you go.
That's right. That's how I my league.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I got Matthew Berry on speed dial, so I can always verify stuff. I mean,
It's okay. Patty Mahomes playing against the Raiders high school defense is going to outscore all of Carl's team this week by himself.
That's crazy.
Is that who you're playing?
Yeah.
Oh, you got a cupcake. Cupcake. But hey, congratulations to Carl. He won a game. He's back in it for a week. So much so he just traded CMC to a contender. Jeff, talk to me about your game. You took out Rich here, who's on the podcast right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it was kind of
It was the friendliest ass kicking ever.
yeah. I mean, it was like two kitty cats fighting, you know. Yeah, we were just pawing each other. I knew going in it was going to be an ugly week. He kind of gave up on that week as is. So
I was trying.
Combined, your
trying.
two quarterbacks scored like 13 points combined.
I think Pat Mahomes outscored Baker on a bye.
Bro, I outscored him from my couch, okay? I mean, I don't know, other than Josh Jacobs going nuts, and McKeever, you're probably going crazy seeing what's his face get a couple rushing touchdowns as well. The Raiders just ran all over Denver.
Oh yeah, with a couple touchdowns, garbage time touchdowns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Booker, excuse me. It was Booker.
By that time, it was in the bag. But I mean, of course, you know, me being me, Monday night, he's got fucking Nall going. And I'm like, don't fucking give me a couple of sneaky touchdowns. I'm like, no, don't do this.
If it makes you feel any better, I bet the under in that game. That's how confident I was.
Yep. I did the same thing.
I took Minnesota, so sorry, not sorry. I won that bet. Just like you guys did. All right, so John, mediocre John, falls 2-8, lost 3 in a row. Your team did crack 100 points this week.
Hey, big time.
Small victory. And Dave dropped 131. I mean, again, it was a low-scoring week around the league. 131, 123. Obviously, John, with Titans defense at -6. That's an 18-point swing with your two defenses. You know, but both your quarterbacks didn't do shit. Hey, Dave, are you starting Jared Goff again this week?
No choice.
Yeah,
Buffalo on a bye.
Well, I put in a claim for Jameis Winston. I was unsuccessful. That's who I wanted to start. And, yeah, Jared Goff is my Week 11 starter because Josh Allen has a bye.
Did you not bid more than $1?
I didn't have $1.
That's what happens when you blow your load in Week 5.
It doesn't matter. Whoever he plays is going to score 110 points. Doesn't matter if he has fucking Goff in there.
Him and Ricky have that fucking cupcake schedule this year.
Dude's got the easiest schedule in the league.
Yeah, 1284 points.
Yeah.
Lowest in the league.
Yep.
Now,
Hey, factor in that I dropped 200 plus on him.
now,
And think about that.
yeah. Now, to his credit, though, he has the second most points in the league. Actually, third most, excuse me. To Ryan has the second most, and then McKeever over 1,500 points scored for the year. So,
Pretty good.
yeah. But to have an 8-2 record, whew, you got to be praying to the fantasy gods. That is for sure. Don't let my team catch you in the playoffs. I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to let you know, Dave. I love you, brother. You know, we're just getting to know each other. I'm not trying to sit here and beat my chest, but I've got a winner.
I've been telling Dave, you got to make moves. It's not a playoff roster. It's a regular season roster.
And next week is the trade deadline. Next week.
Yep.
No more.
Yeah, after Thanksgiving, trade deadline, right?
That's correct.
So what's the prizes for a regular season, Biz?
I'll put it out there in the discussion board. I'm going to have to ask McKeever again.
You get a rough hand job from the last place team.
For the third year in a row.
Dude, can you text me the payouts?
It's
At
usually
least twice a year, bro. At least twice a year.
it's usually around week 11 too when I ask. Yeah.
Dave, I'm gonna give you. Dave, nobody gives a fuck who won the regular season. It doesn't matter. If you care about the money, you might be in the wrong league.
Yeah,
Nobody gives a fuck.
I think you get like $400 for.
I got much investment to care about the money now, Rich.
Yeah, well, put it this way, Dave. I wouldn't feel too comfortable when you're only one game up on a team that's better than yours, and then you're only 2 games up on 4 teams that are better than yours. So,
Well, you're right. I got to make a move here. You know, I got to find a trade partner, and I got to find the right deal for my team so I can compete.
I just
I'll
sent
play-
you the projected.
all the way to the playoffs and beyond.
Hey, Dave.
Dave. No, I got
Dave.
this. Dave, have you ever seen Let's Make a Deal?
Counter.
Of course.
No. Do you understand the game theory behind it? If you have door number 1 and they say you can keep door number 1 or pick between door number 2 and door number 3, you should always pick. That game theory dictates that you will get a better thing out of that. By not making deals, you're basically staying with door number 1 and not getting the best for your team.
Yep.
I believe in deals. Just sometimes, I'm not as fast as you guys. I guess I'm just slower than you guys. Like, I got to study players, just so I can know what I'm getting in. And sometimes, sometimes I automatically know what a good deal is, and sometimes I have to just kind of look up my notes and just make sure that I'm making the right move to give me a better chance to win, later in the season.
The key is knowing every player all the time.
Know all of them.
Yes, know them all the time.
I'll try. I'll try.
Now that's not what I do. I'm telling you that's what you should do.
Yeah.
It's okay. I had to ask John who the backup fucking Jaguar running backs were.
Hey, I had to look it up. It's not like I knew.
I'd have to look
Turns
at
out they don't have any.
Yeah,
No.
they don't.
The 2 best ones they have are on IR, Chris Thompson and Raquel Armstead. So they've got Dare Agumbawale, I think, is the guy now.
Yep.
Perfect. Somebody will have them fucking rostered before kickoff.
Yep.
All right, so again, we got Dave, who's in first place at 8-2 after 10 weeks. First year in the league. Ricky at 7-3. Then there's 4 teams only separated by points. McKeever takes the 3rd spot at 6-4. Ryan at 6-4. Rich at 6-4. Myself at 6-4. Then there's 4 teams at 4-6. RJ, Nick, Norm, and Phil hanging on by a fucking tampon string. Then you got Carl at 3-7 and John at 2-8. But I have a confidence that John's not going to finish in last place, fellas. I have the utmost confidence. Nonetheless, moving into week 11. Is that what you posted in your Facebook group chat?
No. They know who this is for.
Who is that for, Dave?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Oh, on draft night or something?
No.
Oh.
He asked me a question earlier. That's the answer.
Yeah, but the second player wasn't the right answer, dummy. Look at your thing. You wrote Damian Williams. You're
Oh,
too
did I?
high.
Yeah.
Andy Williams isn't playing this year, is he?
It should be Harris. Here, let me fix that.
Put the fucking blunt down.
Yeah, I want some of what John's got. All right, so we roll into week 11 because we got a little over 10 minutes left because I'm too fucking frugal and cheap. There you go. To pay for Zoom. So we do this shit on a budget, which is free.
All right. Do my game real quick. Carl loses. Next.
Biz bargain bin. Yeah, okay. So there's a couple matches here today. Like Norm's got a cupcake against Phil. Rich, you got a cupcake against Carl. John is trying to just play spoiler with McKeever this week. Looking at this matchup, he's got Burrow going against a tough secondary in Washington, at Washington. John picked up Derrick Henry. What are you hoping Joe Mixon plays, bro?
Yeah, Gio there if he doesn't. Settle down.
Okay. I'm just saying, Joe Mixon's not playing.
Natty John.
I get it. Settle it down.
Nobody cares. Joe Mixon.
I drafted that piece of shit. I know. All right. First round. Great pick, Biz. And then, so Jeff, how do you feel about this week? You got a couple good matchups. Russ,
Yeah, I got matchups, but
night.
yeah, it's all going to be about how Russ does. Russ and DK.
Yeah, they've last week they were down, but I expect them to come back. I expect that game to be a shootout.
It'll be a shootout, but that first matchup, Peterson shut him down. Shut down DK.
It's true. Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah. Well,
come out of tomorrow night's game, I need to have 40 points out of that game.
well, I think that's a good estimate. You can get easily 30 and 10, but it could be more if that game turns into an absolute shootout.
Could be, but it's a tough matchup.
Yeah. And then just looking at you guys here, you got A-Rob on a bye. That's a tough blow this week. McCaffrey's out. You motherfucker, you bid $1 more than me on Pittman.
I did it on purpose.
I know that. You know what, though? I turned two guys that I picked up off the waiver wire over the last 2 weeks, into some goodness on my team. So I can't complain.
Yep.
Kellen Balaj, I spent $7 on, and he's only good for another week, if that. And I turned him into Gronk. So I'll take that all day.
That's what you got to do. That's what a good GM does.
Yeah. And you and I were the only two that really held on to our fat bucks. Our fake
I
dollars.
tried to as late as I could.
Yep. Because I knew by picking up Balaj last weekend, that was more of an insurance if Drake didn't play. And actually, what was interesting is both Balaj and what the fuck's his name? I don't even know my team anymore, dude. Have another hit, Biz. Malcolm Brown. They both had great weeks. So I wasn't confident in Malcolm Brown, so I was going to throw Balaj in there if Drake didn't play because he was a game-time decision. That's the only reason why I didn't pick him up. And I fucking love Pittman. I had him on my team. I picked him up for $0 a couple weeks ago, and then I dropped him for your boy, Darnell Mooney, who hasn't done shit in 2 weeks.
Dude, I had Pittman at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. Mooney's getting targets, but God, that Chicago Bears offense is terrible.
Yeah, you can't trust him. You can't trust anybody in that offense except for A-Rob.
A-Rob, that's it. Right. All right, so.
And Cordero. I played Cordero Monday night.
Nobody cares.
He got me 90 points.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Cordell Patterson shit and shove it up your ass.
Yep.
All right, moving on.
I already traded him.
So
Start.
I'm playing Nicky, and Nicky's out for blood. He's 4-6. He still has a fighting chance at the playoffs. I'm 6-4. I mean, I was telling Ricky, I talked to him midweek last week. I said, I was 1-4. 1-4. Every week since week 6, to me, has felt like a playoff game. Like I've had to win every week. So I got to beat Nick. I played Nick twice. And again, sandwiched in with a Ricky Nichols. I kind of control my own destiny. I go 3-0. I'm easily in the playoffs. I go 2-1. I feel good about that. We all said a few weeks ago the magic number is 7 wins this year.
7 wins, bro, and you're in.
Should be. So if I beat Nick this week, I feel comfortable, feel confident about
If the
getting it.
divide stays this wide, it might be 8.
Yeah. Well, if those top teams keep winning, which isn't going to happen because, Dave, you're playing Ryan this week. So Dave's at 8-2, Ryan's at 6-4. And I hate to say this, I'm rooting for you, Dave. You know,
Thank you, Biz.
you know, with only three weeks left, I don't think. I mean, yeah, it's mathematically possible for one of us at 6-4 to catch you and surpass you, but at the same time, I'm trying to jostle my way up to that, you know, number 2, number 3 spot for the playoffs. And if I can get a bye, like I'm sure Jeff's feeling the same way. If you can just get a bye in that first round of the playoffs, that's huge.
That's big. Yeah, because Josh Allen, his first playoff week, he's playing Pittsburgh. So if I can avoid that Pittsburgh matchup, I still have that fallback. That's why I picked up golf. I mean, he has a nice week 1 playoff matchup. I think I'm not sure he's playing it, but his playoff schedule is awesome.
You win one more week out of these 3 weeks, I think you're guaranteed a bye. Pretty much. Yeah.
No, he is.
Yeah. It would be almost impossible for us to catch it at that point, even if someone goes 3-0, which the only person that could catch it would be Ricky at that point. So, in talking about Ricky, he's going up against RJ this week. Ricky's 7-3, he's 1-2. RJ's 4-6, hot off a win. This matchup looks juicy.
Yeah, it's a close one.
Yeah. Again, Ricky's like you, Dave. He's been playing guys that just haven't put up points every week. It looks like RJ's going to start crab legs. Zeke is back off a bye. You know, I mean, he's all in on New Orleans. And then looking at Ricky's lineup, it's really going to come down to, I assume Devontae Adams is going to play, but they're still up in the air as of today. If he doesn't play, I give a strong edge to RJ. If he does, obviously, I think that's more of this is a pick 'em. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's a close match.
I think RJ is going to do just enough to come up just short of the playoffs.
So you think RJ is going to beat him this week?
Mm-hmm.
Well, very much could. So with that said, we did a quick breakdown of each of the games in week 11. I want to get you guys' opinions. I mean, McKeever, you made a big deal today, early this morning, getting CMC.
A lot of big deals this week.
Yep, Rich moving both of his top backs. You know, I want to get you guys' opinion of, you know, where you feel your team is, how comfortable you are for this playoff push. Again, we got 1 week till the trade deadline, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of mortgaged the rest of, you know, the regular season for that CMC move. You know, I knew he wasn't playing this week. Next week, probably not going to play, and then he's got his bye. So I'm looking at week 14 before I can use him. So essentially giving up, you know, 2 starters and getting nothing back for the next 3 weeks that's a gamble.
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, again, I mean, RJ did it a few years ago when he got Gurley from John. You know, You got to go all in. You got to make that push.
Yep.
You know, and again, that's kind of why I was squatting on Waller all year, and I know Rich has been making a push to get him, and that's why I did that deal last week with Norm. And I said, you know what, I got to get a little wrinkle here. I got to change up, get some new faces, you know, give my team the best chance to win.
Yep.
You know,
You need those high ceiling guys right now for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like 140 is not gonna guarantee you it in the playoffs. You better be fucking looking to score 175. And if your team can't put that up easy, then you're going to be in a big trouble.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, you know, Rich, you're sitting pretty with Mahomes, Tyreek, and now you just picked up Hopkins. Miles Sanders, I love him. He looked great, but again, he was playing the Giants run.
Robinson, man, he's got a thick top 5.
Yeah, and Robinson. You know, but it thins out. I mean, you're starting Gallup. You're wishing on a prayer with Ward. Hurst has a good matchup this week. Pascal.
Hey, I put Wayne Gallman on that bench. He runs hard.
Yeah, he
I've
does.
been hearing it nonstop.
Yeah.
He puts his head down, doesn't he?
Our offensive line is so good that we just fired our offensive line coach.
Because he started fighting the players.
Fuck him. Mark Colombo, fuck you. That's what I say. But all right, fellas, we got less than a minute here, and then this thing's gonna cut off. Any parting shots?
Yeah, I got an address for Nick to send my belt to.
Okay. Put it in group text.
Hampton Inn.
Room 135.
Yeah.
I am at the Hampton Inn. It's room 405.
Way off. Way off. All right, fellas. Well, I'm not playing any of you guys this week. Good luck. And, let's have some fun. Let's everybody stay safe with everything going on out there. We'll talk again next week just before Thanksgiving.